Welcome to Aaron Plays. In this episode we will be doing the Coalition's fourth game turn of the La Bataille de Hanau by Legion War Games. This is the battle that's fought on the 30th of October 1813 between the Coalition, which is consisting of the Bavarians and the Austrians, and the French that are trying to pull back from the disaster of Leipzig. Mainly the French consist of the Imperial Guard. Just as a brief recap, the Imperial Guard have struck here, and there's a considerable amount of disordered Bavarians and Austrians trying to cross this swollen stream, which is causing them severe problems. The French have swung around this side, over here as well. Grand Battery sitting here. So without any further ado, we'll move on to, as I say, the Coalition's fourth turn, which is occurring at 2:30 in the afternoon. First step is the army morale levels. The French have taken 19 losses, the Coalition 29 losses, but their morale level is further increased by each of these disordered units, one for each disordered unit, taking them to 48. If you are just joining me on this video, A, why? Go back to the earlier ones. B, the army morale levels are important because if you exceed the levels, you become demoralised, which weakens your army's morale from there on. The demoralisation levels for the Coalition is 60, and for the French, even though their army is technically smaller, they are the Imperial Guard commanded by the Emperor, their morale level is 70. I am playing this semi-solo. I am personally in charge of the French. I have a colleague who is giving me fairly detailed instructions on how he wants to play the Coalition, though any tactical decisions or minutiae such as losses, reasons to rout, or disorder and where to disorder, I'll be taking, as he does live about 250 miles away. But I have a set of instructions on how he wants units to work for them this turn, so I will be following those as best as I possibly can. So after the army morale level, we determine command status. The Coalition Army Commander is De Verder, or De Verder, okay, and he can command units, corps commanders up to 10 hexes away. So there's one here, pretty much where these little white dice are, because these are showing fatigue. So all of those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, all are in command range. And then the units have got to be within 6 hexes of their commander. So let's have a look. This guy here is in command of the 2nd Division. That looks like all those units there. This guy here is in charge of the 3rd Division, which this cavalry is one of. So they'll be marked out of command. And this guy here, LW, which will be, he's the reserve, Spallini, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's out of command too. Out of command units effectively can't do anything aggressive. They can't move towards the enemy. They've got to move back towards their leader if they move at all. They can still fire, still can do things like counter charges, but it's mainly reactive stuff that they can do. So next up is Cavalry Charges. This is something I'd missed, which he has seen. This unit down here, you're going to declare a charge on this one over here. So when you declare a charge with cavalry, first thing is you go into line formation. Okay. He's then moving through this ground here. Now this ground is, I think they've declared it as broken. Difficult terrain. And the terrain cost for going through difficult terrain is 2 for cavalry. Yes, 2 for cavalry. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6 at that point there. Now my cavalry cannot react. Why, you say? Why? Because some foolish buffoon, I'll include myself in that list, their frontage is those 3 hexes there. Okay, they are a heavy cavalry regiment and a line cavalry regiment, so their counter charge zone is literally 1 hex. I was in the hex adjacent. So when these guys were here, and they're there on, if these had been light cavalry, as ones with movement points of 10 or higher, they could have countercharged there. But the heavy guys can't. So these guys on 6 movement points get to there. Then they can do a facing change. Now these guys are light cavalry, so during the course of their and line, they can do up to 2 facing changes. So that's their first one, and that costs them 2 movement points. So that takes them to 8. Now, I do have other options here, and my opponent did ask me if he did a charge there what my options would be, and I declared that I would stand. Because when they moved to there, I could have voluntarily withdrawn these guys. I, however, was thinking, because this is a flank charge, he's been charging the flank, I misinterpreted the rules, thinking these guys, well, okay, they've got still a fair bit of strength, they might be able to take these guys on at 2 to 1, because when you're flanked, you take half your melee value. On subsequent, after he's done his whole move, because he did say this was all dependent on what happened here, that will depend on what these guys will do. Well, on subsequent checking, these guys are actually fighting with the values on this side of the counter, rather than the much stronger this side of the counter. So this charge is going to be probably 3, but more likely 4 to 1. But I made that decision, and I'll yeah, stick by it. So let me just put their fatigue next to them. Dear, oh dear. Alright. Darn it. Stick it on top. There we go. Right, so that is the only charge he has. That is now resolved in the melee phase. If I had countercharged, as in I had light cavalry here and countercharge, then it would have been resolved straight away. The movement phase. Alright, we'll start over here. All he's done with this guy is change his facing. Okay, and keeping him out of command. Right, so over here, these 2 line infantry units, quite strong. Okay, unit 35. Alright, he's moving them 1, 2, and then going into line. By the looks of it, which way are they? Right, it looks like they're facing this way, and this one coming the same route. And this horse battery falling back into there, so 2 to limber, 3, 4 in the difficult, 5, 6 to unlimber in the forest there. Okay. Right, so what's he doing with this cavalry then? Or what's he want doing? This Mr. Spellini's here. Okay, he's got his unit number 7, and unit 4. Okay, looking at this, they're falling back to this area here. So 2 plus 2 for the strings, 4, 5, 6, 7 to here with the other unit. That's both of them sitting there. However, Spallini goes with over to this guy, but it looks like he thinks they're going to rally early. Okay. And this unit here falls back here behind this stream. This leaves the Cossacks, and I disagree with where he's got this Cossack placed. He wants him to go here. Now, he's out of command, and his commander, 3rd Division, is here. So he's currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes away. Here he'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No matter which way I do it, it's 9. And when you're out of command, you cannot go further away from your commander. So you can't go back here, because again that pulls him away, because here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's a mere technicality, but then again he got me on a mere technicality here. So it's got to go back towards command if it moves at all. Why move him? I mean, here, okay, he's got a bit of cover. There, if we just change his facing slightly, he's still covering those 3 hexes there. I might get a little bit of a discussion point with that after I've done the video. And that could be amended. But at present, I'll put him there with the facing of those 3. For the astute observers, there has been a slight change of the French here from the end of the last video. I had moved a unit to here, which couldn't have got there because it was costing, I miscounted my movement points. The unit that was there, I moved back 1 hex, and one of the units that was in there, I moved back 1 hex, and in a chain of events to correct what was going on there. So that is that wing. I'm going to leave that dice there to show where, I think that's where he wanted them to go. According to the nice little picky I've got. Yes, I have been sent photographs on how he wants these guys to end up roughly. He's nothing but thorough. Okay, so this central group here now. This unit falling back through Hanau towards its line of communications over this side, i.e. the closest one. Okay, so going into the town, and it's going up slope. The slope is +1 for infantry, so that, and the town itself is 1 for infantry, so that will cost it 2 movement points to there, and another 1 to there, where it pauses. This guy over here, number 37. Alright, so he goes 1, 2, 3, through the gate, 4, but which ignores the slope, 5, 6, Okay, the artillery battery here. Now, artillery in a town. Oh, it's only one. Okay, I was surprised on that. Okay, so that's free change 1, free change 2, up slope, roads and north slopes, that's 2, 3, 4. Whilst they're in this town here, they're no longer in column, they're in general order. Okay, unit 20. The next general instructions I'm receiving is to try and form some form of defensive line on this side of the stream. Okay, so this reserve artillery battery here to limber for 2, 3, 4. Pull out. Keep that with him for the moment. Alright, so this unit's not sure. Into here, unit 23, so he falls back here into there. Okay, that gun remains there. Right, so what happens to this unit, and this unit? 16 falls back into here. This guy here moves into there. Diverter is stacked with this unit. Okay. Now he has moved this unit into the town. Okay, going back to his lines of communications, he's got one over this side, one over this side. He's split in the middle, so he's allowed to do that. However, he can't cross this wall, because only infantry columns can do so. Can he go through the gates? The gate negates all effects on the wall on movement and melee. Okay, I think that's the way he's going to get back there then. So he will be going 1, 2, 3, 4, upslope 5, 6. Okay, he's on 5. Movement, the gate's all movement, yes, so it's just, yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think that's what he means. Okay. Alright, so this stack here to fall back. 1, 2, 3 to there. Then this one and this one to cross the stream. That takes up their entire movement. These guys here to fall back 1 hex to there. Okay, them to fall back to there. Them to fall back to there. And then to there. That's roughly how I see it. Crossing the stream. 26 and Hanau. Hanau moves forward. Sit there with him. Right, so it looks like the garrison remain of this little village. This unit here gun battery was disordered. Goes to that, moving towards the bridge. Right, so this unit here, according to his diagram, he's moved them to such, but that exposes them to a flank shot. So I'm going to leave that as such. I don't think you want to expose them to a flank shot. Okay, I believe I have concluded his movement phase, which leads me into defensive fire. Okay, move the camera just a little up, a little bit, maybe a little bit to the side. There we go. Right, we're going to start over here. This battery, 586, 6, 5 into there. Ooh, that is going to hurt. 5, that is 2 losses on that cavalry formation there. Unit number 8. Unit number 8. Okay, Uhlans. Right, that actually causes a morale drop for the unit as well. It's actually now down to 1 step. And their morale currently is now 7. They love it. Shoot us some more. Okay, there's no shooting here. Right, over to me. Well, again, my targets are run away. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, difficult grounds. Actually subtracts 1, so there's no actual targets there. Other than this cavalry. 1, 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's just that. That's a 2 onto it. Though again, this could be refuted. There's no hit anyway. You need a 5 when you've only got 2 5-power. So nothing here. Right. So over here, nothing. Here. Okay. This unit, that's 6 from the guns. And we'll just do 6 from the guns. Unless we add this, that'll take it into the highest bracket. We'll just do 6 from the guns. Well, if I'd done thrown the infantry in as well, that would have been 3 losses, but that's only, it's 2. That's 2 on unit 38. Okay, that drops them a range bracket. They've still got 4 steps, but there's a little. I'll show you. I'll actually move this over to the camera so you can see. Okay, the little grey boxes. Each one of those is a morale drop for the unit. So that's morale's night is now 8. Okay, so they crack. So they go back 2. And they can go 1, 2 to there. We're into 4, so we want a 4 marker for them. Okay. Then we have this, this, and this onto here. Now, there are 4 from each. However, firing into the town is effects on fire. Village is -2. Okay, so there's only 2 from each. It's 2, 4, 6. Fire value. 2 from each. With a 4. Fire value 6 with a 4. Just 1 step. 1 step on unit 14. Okay, and their morale is 8. Yep, they stand and take that. Okay, that is my offensive fire. Sorry, my defensive fire. It's now the offensive fire step. Right. These guns fire on my cavalry, so it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Needing a 6 for a hit, but let's just say the Austrians haven't been shy of rolling a few 6s at this time. Whew. Right. Again, moving down the front. No artillery here. This battery can't see. These guys, fire value of 1 on eeny, meeny, miny. Okay, who's closest to my units to disaster? 01, no, he's alright. 06, he's only got 1 step left. So let's go for that one. Again, requiring a 6. No. Okay, that's the offensive fire step. Right, into the melee. Alright, so we have 1 melee, which is this charge here. Right, I'm going to get my pen and paper out, because me adding up numbers, I sort of forget them halfway through. So let's have a look. Right, so let's mark the hex there. Okay, so this is General Fresnel. He's got an 09 Cavalry Regiment, which have taken those losses, so it's at 3 steps. It's got a melee value of 5. I'll show you on here, the camera. So the red number 5 multiplied by the black number 3, so that gives that a melee value of 15. The next unit, which is number 40, that's got 4 steps, so again that is 5 multiplied by 4 gives it another 20, for a total of 35. Ouch. With Fresnel in command. Oh dear. Well, can't have everything. My guys, Wooden and Sooty. Right, so these get hit in this formation. Alright, now this unit number 13 has got 2 steps left. I think I might have said in a previous video he's only had 1, he's actually got 2. 2, so he's got 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. And then he's got the other unit, which has only got 1 step, unit 12. Yeah, only 1 step remaining. So he's got 4 by 1 is 4. To give me the unit of 12. However, as I'm hitting the flank, I'm half, so I'm 6. So therefore, it is 4 to 1. He gets a +1 modifier for Fresnel. I get a -2 modifier for Nansalti. So it's a 4 to 1 attack with a -1 on the dice. There they go. The Austrians and their dreaded 6s. Thankfully, that becomes a 5. Because if that stayed a 6, I'd have been eliminated. Okay, so the result of that charge, so with a 6 becoming a 5, I take a D1. He takes no losses. Thank God for none salty. Right, so that unit there, which is unit number 13 at the top, he takes his second loss, leaving with 1 stab. Then from there they fall back 2 hexes. 1, 2. That's closer to the line of communication. And they get marked. We are on turn 4, so they will get marked with turn 4 counters. Okay, they move into there. And get marked with a post-charge counter. Right, so that concludes the melee phase. Now, I have had a little chat with my opponent. This out of command guy, he actually wants to move down to here, which will actually put him back in command. He's staying out of command. There's a little infantry unit here that I'd missed. Goes to there. Right, now then, fatigue. So I can remove that. These guys go up to 3 and then up to 4. 1 for the movement, 1 for the charge, for the melee. This division goes up by 1 because there's units moving full movement, so that goes up to 4, but no melee involved. These guys crossing the river uses all their movement, so they go from 3 to 4, and these go from 2 to 3. Again, no melees involved. So that's the fatigue. Now we have some recovery. Anything with a, we're on turn 4, so anything with a 1 or a 2 can attempt recovery. So we'll start with this infantry unit over here. Their morale is 7, and you subtract 2 for the disorder, so they're 5. No, that means they move 2 further back. Yes, every time you try to recover morale. Okay, Spallini, this guy, their morale is 8, goes down to 6, Spallini makes it a 7. They recover. You do not have to attempt recovery, but if you do and fail, then you do have to do the retreat. So there's a unit right under here, which I'm not, it's got a 1 on it, but I'm not going to test it for recovery. I'm going to wait for, if he decides to send Mr. Spallini back to recover his morale. This unit here, morale of 8, becoming a 6, and a 7, there you go, 2 back. So 1, 2. This unit in here, that's a 3, so that can't attempt. And these are all 3s and 4s. Yep. So the earliest 3's going to attempt is next turn. Okay, so that's the morale recovery phase, or the rally phase. Done the fatigue. So that is the end of the coalition's 4th turn. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Click the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already and you are enjoying what you're watching. Yeah, I will enjoy doing or planning the French turn 5. Until next time, bye bye.